Long ago, in a video 13 parts before this one, I was ecstatic to have found a large group of missing and wanted posters plastered onto a wall in the city of Parishton, located within Navezgane County, Arizona. I believe these posters to be the ultimate answer to a question that had plagued my comment section up until that point. The question of what year it is in 7 Days to Die. At the time, I concluded that, as the date of birth and ages of those on the posters placed the poster's creation in the year 2020, it was likely at least a year or so after the posters were created. Possibly, I thought, this meant that the date in universe paralleled the current date in real life. At the time, that was a solid theory. At the time. But now, as Alpha 21 body slams me into oblivion, we have a lot more to talk about. This is part 19 of the Stories of Navezgane. Typically, I like to keep things on the table, so to speak, only using in-game evidence and keeping things sort of roleplay friendly. But this is a special case, so we're gonna switch up the format just a little bit. This'll do for now. After pouring through all of the relevant new items in the game, meticulously checking the front, back, and sides of all of these paintings in case there's a signature or date, zooming in as far as pixels allow me on framed medals and documents and blueprints, here's what we have to work with. All these new paintings? Irrelevant. Ah, that's more like it. Here's everything that contains a date or may actually be of use to us in this endeavor. To begin, we have our old friends, the missing and wanted posters. Funny enough, nothing has changed about these. The dates and ages are all the same as before, so we can still surmise that they were printed up in the year 2020. Next, we have 3 new framed collections of military medals and honors. We have a small size, a medium, and a large. The small and medium are neat, but don't tell us much. The large, however, does give us a timeline of sorts. This veteran served from August 15th, 1983 to September 25th, 2006. While commendable, this doesn't really give us anything new in universe, but I did want to mention it in case we learn more about this prestigious veteran later. Next, we have 2 new blueprint posters to play with. The first is a blueprint of a makeshift post-apocalyptic automatical tactical rifle, which looks awfully familiar. It seems we all owe one Henry Percival Hughes a fair sum of money, as this patent was filed on February 10th, 2011, and was granted? March 14th, 2013. Alongside this, we have a very similar blueprint poster of a makeshift post-apocalyptic gas-actuated pistol. Application filed December 26th, 2012, and also granted? March 14th, 2013, which doesn't seem right. I find it hard to believe that patents filed about 22 months apart by the same person were granted patented status at the same time, so maybe these are just print dates for the posters? Or maybe I just really don't understand how the patent office works. Either way, these dates don't really tell us much. It is also worth noting, though, that on the pistol blueprint poster, we do have a sheet 1 of 2 note, so there should be another page somewhere. This could be a nod to the weapon and armor modification system, or perhaps to another weapon, or even to a future weapon the Fun Pimps intend to add to the game. Hey, just a quick sidebar before the video continues. If you're a returning viewer and are subscribed to this channel for the Stories of Navezgane series, you should consider joining the community Discord that recently launched. Before this video went live, I posted a sneak peek at the different format for the video, was giving updates to people who have already joined, and have already had some great discussions on future potential topics for Stories of Navezgane. So come join us if you'd like to stay in the loop. Alright, that's all. Back to the video. Though it is fun to explore this Hughes character, perhaps he's the owner of all these military accolades? It would make sense that after nearly 23 years in the US Armed Forces, one might become quite familiar with firearms. Maybe in his retirement, Hughes became a doomsday prepper and wished to help others arm themselves for the eventual apocalypse. Maybe Hughes knew something. Nah, probably not. Penultimately, we have a new calendar. Working Stiffs, 2013. I'll be honest, at first I thought this was gonna break everything. How could we have a calendar pointing to the year 2013 at the same time as missing and wanted posters pointing to the year 2020, and other things we haven't gotten to yet? The answer is actually incredibly simple. It's an old calendar. I mean, tell me you can't see this poorly taped up in some old dude's garage, Hughes. I don't think I need to explain why it would be there. It's also weathered, torn, it's clearly old. Noteworthily, though, there is a date circled on this calendar. December 13th, 2013. I'll skip to the end on this one. That was the official release date of 7 Days to Die. Though, while it would be easy to just stop there, if we think of this in terms of the usual style of Stories of Navezgane, as in taking everything very seriously, it is a bit odd. Maybe this is just somebody's birthday in-universe. Maybe it doesn't mean anything at all, but what if it did? What if December 13th, 2013 was the beginning of the end? That would mean one of two things. Either the owner of this calendar kept it and marked the day humanity collapsed in upon itself, or they knew it was coming. Could this calendar also belong to Hughes? Was Hughes prepping for a doomsday he knew was coming somehow? And finally, we have the moment you've all been waiting for, the 2034 calendar. It's newer, it's cleaner, it exists. It's likely this is now the timeline we have to work with. The year is at least 2034 in-game. Sure, it's possible that this calendar is lying to us. If I really wanted to, I could easily order a calendar for the year 2162 online. But a quick shave with Occam's razor, and we're forced to admit that that's probably not what happened here. But frankly, if we accept this as true, it does give us an interesting new timeline to play with that'll add some depth to the story of how the world ended. If society began collapsing around the year 2020, that would help explain the decay and destruction we find ourselves wandering amongst. 14 years is a long time for just about anything to go without maintenance. A car, a tool, even a building will eventually wither away. That leaves just one last question to answer then, at least for this video. Who printed this calendar? I find it hard to believe that in the death throes of society, Staples was still chugging along business as usual. Which would mean, in-game, it's probably closer to 2035 or 36. Maybe even later? I guess the automated drone we can build is at least a little less preposterous. As for future videos, we now have over a decade of history to continue exploring, and with the release of Alpha 21, there's more than ever to dive into. So until then, and until next time, thanks for watching.
There's so much new stuff. I have so much to go through, so many scripts, so many shots to get. Oh, it's kind of awesome, but goddamn.